Hey there, Emily from New York City Guitar School here, and today we are going to review the basic strum. We will practice it on our G chord, and we will then learn how to move between E minor and G with the basic strum using our pivot finger, and we'll also move between D and G with that basic strum. So first, let's review that basic strum. So this is an 8th note strum, so we're counting it with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's always helpful to keep your foot tapping on that beat. And most importantly, with our strumming hand, we always want to keep our hand locked in with that rhythm. So by that, I mean you're always strumming your hand down on the numbers or the downbeats and up on the offbeats or the ands. So let's practice that before we even strum with a chord. So you'll have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Practicing this and getting into the actual strum with a G chord. So your basic strum is down, down, up, down, down, up. With the counts, you're going to strum down on 1. You have an air strum where you just bring your strumming hand back up on and, down on 2, strum up on and, down on 3, another air strum up on and, down on 4, up on and. So a little faster just so you can hear how that sounds, the basic strum with your G chord. You have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You could also say down, down, up, down, down, up. So let's go ahead and practice this with a G. We'll try this with a few measures. We're just staying on that G, not moving between chords just yet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's talk about how to actually play the basic strum with multiple chords and how to move between them. So first up, we've got a great progression starting with our E minor. We pivot on finger 1 to G. So that makes our transition a little bit easier. So at the tail end, that very last 8th note of your basic strum, you can start moving to G. You have an option here. If you can stay on that E minor on that very last 8th note up strum, and then at the last minute move to G, that's great. But here's another option for you that works for multiple chord transitions. On that last 8th note strum, you can actually start moving to your next chord. So for instance, you would have E minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, lift to G. So that is sort of the alternate option if you need a little bit more time to get to that next chord. So let's try this E minor to G, 1 measure of E minor, pivoting to 1 measure of G using our basic strum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, pivot G and 2 and 3 and 4, back to E minor and 2 and 3 and 4, back to G and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's a great progression to practice if you're working on speed, since you do have that pivot finger. Last up, we have a little bit of a trickier transition, your D chord to your G chord. As you can see, sadly, there are no pivots. So you just have a very, very quick moment at the end of your basic strum to move all those fingers up to G. So this might be one of those instances where you do, on that last eighth note, that up strum, start moving to G. So for example, you would have D, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, move G. That's totally fine for now. If you don't need it, that's great too. Let's go ahead and try D to G with our basic strum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and G and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Nice work. So that is your basic strum. Just always remember to keep that strumming hand locked in with the beat, down on the numbers or the downbeats, up on the ands and the offbeats.
This lesson is from NYC Guitar School Book 1, a step-by-step and song-by-song guide for absolute beginners, now available from Hal Leonard. You really can play guitar with step-by-step lessons while learning 40 real songs from top artists in beginner-friendly arrangements. Get your book from any music or online retailer, or at halleonard.com, or nycguitarschool.com/books, and start playing guitar today.